Hey everyone.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining us for the Family Legacy. Today is going to be episode 7.
7.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little punch drunk in this quarantine. So bear with me as we get through this episode for you guys. Today we're going to be introducing the Family Legacy Venture Protocol. And this is to give you a tool for planning a powerful learning adventure for the family.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone who's been joining us. And if you're new to our little broadcast here, welcome. We ask if you are receiving value from these that you share them with your friends and family on social media. Before we jump in, Randy's going to briefly recap the first 6 episodes, but I wanted to remind all of you that all of these teachings are from Randy's Amazon best-selling 5 countries book and workbook, The Family Legacy.
Shaping culture from the inside out.
Shaping culture from the inside out. And the scripture for all of this work is Proverbs 24:3, and this is how it reads in the Passion Translation. Wise people are builders. They build families, businesses, communities, and through intelligence and insight, their enterprises are established and endure. I think we've mentioned in prior broadcasts, but this is such a family verse for us. Our daughter, who's an artist, painted it across our dining room wall.
Yeah.
So it's real to us.
Thank you, Leslie. She's so good. Real quickly, just to remind you, if you haven't had a chance yet, we have given you 6 episodes prior to this one. And in each episode, we explain one of the protocols, one of the 6 family legacy model protocols, and giving you a tool. And we've uploaded them to Facebook and Instagram, and you're able to go on and not only see the video, but download the tool literally from the workbook, the step-by-step how to do this. These modules with your family. And so we covered empathetic listening, how to be a better listener for really understanding, which is huge for building safety and trust in your home in a healthy environment. We talked about the mission protocol, which was for a time just like this, like the quarantine, where it's a time of crisis. How do you come together as a family, get organized, and go through this time of crisis where it's unpredictable and uncertain by growing and deciding to make the most of every opportunity that we have. And then we gave you a tool around the family social covenant, powerful tool for how to organize the expectations and agreements in your family, how things are going to be at home. Really a powerful tool. Go check that out. In episode 4 and 5, we spent time on identity and building a family coat of arms, which is a unique, one-of-a-kind piece of art that comes from a process of pulling out of your family and family history and all that, who you are and why you're here individually and as a family, and then creating it into a family coat of arms, which is something that can then be easily passed on from generation. Powerful, fun exercise. And then last time in episode 6, we gave you some ideas around how to intentionally have a regular ritual, a family ritual, which is around a mealtime where there's story and there's wisdom and there's fun and there's food, and there's a coach approach where we are helping each other to realize the goals and dreams that we have. So isn't it fun to come together as a family and help each other? So today we've got just a few minutes with you. We want to cover the tool for today, which is the Family Venture Protocol and the Family Venture Agenda tool. So we're going to help you plan one of these family ventures. And here's the protocol, the venture protocol. I'm just going to read it right out of the workbook. Is to intentionally, and this is a big word, intentionally, what we really give attention to and plan ends up happening. And so, and intentionally create a fun, memorable learning adventure or an experience for the whole family to enjoy, maybe annually even, while anchoring the moments and the milestones of family legacy deep into our hearts and our DNA for generations to come. Some families do this regularly, don't they? They plan, once a year, we're going to rent the cabin, we're going to rent the hotel, we're going to, have a timeshare, and we're going to go and spend time together as family. And it's just something they plan into their calendars. But a lot of families don't do anything like that, and they don't necessarily put the level of intentionality into what are we going to do while we're there so that we can grow. And that's what this tool is for. So we're looking forward to giving you something practical that you can use with your family. There will come a time when we're out of quarantine and we can go do something. And so we might as well have a lot of fun and do something very purposeful for our families as well.
Yeah. And the quarantine is a great time. There are 3 components, framework to putting together a venture protocol. And those are preparation, execution, learning, and then finally the debrief afterwards. And now is a wonderful time, while we have time, to put some effort and some creativity into the planning process.
Yeah, so we don't have the time today to give you all of the tools. It's in the book, it's in the workbook, it explains it front to back, details on each one of these aspects. But we're going to go through the Family Venture Agenda tool, which is a planning tool for a specific trip or vacation or learning experience and adventure. And so in this tool, in your workbook, or you can download it on the on our Facebook page, Cultural Architects, you'll be able to plan a trip. And this tool just marks you through. You sit down with your family, you throw up a flip chart or just talk about it. And when do we have time to go? Well, next September. And who's going? Well, everybody except for, or who can, where are the options of places we want to go and things we want to do? And you get all them out and you vote and you set one. And then the tool just takes you through the planning of the details in an intentional way so that you not only have fun and connect, but you begin to share story and you connect the pieces to legacy that begin a process of training your family even how to talk and give the most important things around who we are and why we're here, our legacy. So what are the travel arrangements and details? What are the costs and who's paying for what? And we walk through that. And then, of course, your favorite, the food.
The food. Let's be honest. I know that there's a lot of books out there, or a book out there, a lot of people buy into it, of the 5 love languages, right? We all know what they are. But there actually is a 6th.
Yeah.
And that 6th love language is food. It chokes me up. I can hardly get it out. It's food.
Yes. And so what's the menu going to be, and who's going to help make it, shop for it, clean up? We want to share responsibilities because that's always a healthy thing to do. And obviously you can plan for whatever food restrictions, food allergies, whatever. And then we go on. So then from there, it's really adding in the pieces intentionally. Like one of the pieces is story. In other words, we prepare our kids. We've done this ahead of time before the trip, that we're going to be telling stories about blank. And this is where you brainstorm. Maybe it's about one of the character qualities on your family coat of arms. And that's where you can say, we're going to have stories on courage. So bring stories from your life to talk about courage, so that when we're sitting around the fire or sitting around the table and it's story time, we actually dive in and give examples to reinforce we are a family whose character is courage. Here's what that looks like. There's a book discussion it's an optional. So some of these are optional. We pick a book on, I think 3 of the 5 that we've done. We've picked a book where everybody reads it and then we discuss it when we're there.
And these are all age appropriate. Obviously, if you have really tiny kids, maybe that's not the time to do a book learning adventure. But we did one just this last year. We took everyone down to Florida to visit with Randy's dad, and we did the book on how we love. And so it was a university. What was the name of that
Family
one?
Legacy, Family University.
Family University. Yeah. So that was our last
Name
family
the trip.
venture. Everyone read the book. We brought down the video series, and we made intentional time every day of our trip to watch the videos and have conversation. And it was a really beautiful time of a lot of healing and intimacy.
Learning.
And it was wonderful.
And we've got kids that are at that age of entering serious relationships, potential mates and all that. And so this was a really significant piece relevant to them, their age, their life experience. So pick a book like that that's really meaningful for where your family's at. We name our trips. That was Family University. We did another one called Kaleidoscope. This is a stained glass piece of artwork that my grandfather, my dad's dad, made for all of the kids and grandkids. And we called one of our trips Kaleidoscope. And we took our kids to NASA down to Cape Canaveral. And we focused the whole trip around dreams. And so you go in there, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. This was our dream to go to the moon, and this is all the work behind it. And then we made it an experience so that when we got done, we talked about, what did you learn about dreaming? What did it take to fulfill your dreams? And then what are your dreams? And then we added some of the other pieces in, like the coaching conversation. We added, so what is one of your dreams? And that basic framework that we've given you in the book around coaching conversations. What is your dream? What are the challenges or possibilities towards your dream? And then how's it going? And what do you want to do next? Before we talk again, what are you learning? And what's your commitment? And so and how can we help? So it's a supportive conversation around, in this case, the dreams. It's very, very important. Well, let's see what else we have here. The fun. You want to say anything about fun?
It's just got to be fun. What's a family vacation without fun?
It's got to be fun.
Come on.
And then there's finally something in here called the Family Legacy Connection. And that is really how we take what we've learned or what we've done, the stories we tell, the experience we have, and we connect it to those threads of legacy. Like, what are the most important things about who we are as a family, our purpose as a family, and how do we tell those stories? How do we set those goals? How do we then think about what that looks like in the next whatever year moving forward? And how do we help each other to get there? It's powerful.
I'll just touch real quick. We're kind of going a little long today, guys, but one of the other things you could do on a family venture is a service project. Several years ago, Randy took the adult kids down to Mexico to do a building project. So the sky's the limit on this stuff. It just brings enrichment around what might be just a family vacation to real intentionality around it.
Yeah, age appropriate, and the key again with this is intentional.
Yeah.
So this tool is the planning tool. There's several other tools that are in the workbook and in the book that help really make every one of these experiences powerful. But this ought to give you an opportunity to plan a venture, an excitable family learning adventure, I should say.
That everyone's involved in.
Yeah, so find the tool on Facebook, and we'll see you hopefully outside of quarantine.
Bye, everybody.